Getting it in for the top 10. Going Clay Thompson finds JaVale McGee. 6 points for the big man. Number 9, going to South Beach.
What's up, everybody? This is the D to the L to the N, the deal in sports, and it's the cash line, y'all. Just wanted to hop on here, man, and chop this 3-game slate up. Get ready for the night. Try to get back to this money. Shout out to the YouTube world, the Twitter world, the cash line world. We're going to jump right into it, man. We got 3 games. We got Cleveland at Indiana, projected for 208. You got Toronto at Washington, projected for 218, which is the highest projected game on the slate. And we got Boston at Milwaukee, projected at 204. So those are the projections. Those are the 3 games. Like I say, Toronto and Washington is the highest projected game, but they somewhat similar. But that is the highest projected game. So we're gonna jump right into it, y'all. On the studs today is gonna be LeBron James. He at 11.8. He at 11.8. This them DK prices. Now he at 11.8. I don't really like that price, but this LeBron, man, the playoffs and things like that. Last game, I think he was 11.5 or 11.3, something like that. Went bananas. So if he do that same thing at this 11.8, it ain't as powerful as what he did the last game. But LeBron is definitely in play. I'm not doing the circle and check mark with him. You know, I'm a Ohio fan, so that's hard for me not to do. But at that 11.8, I think he got to get 60 to 70 just to hit value. You know what I'm saying? But LeBron is going to do his thing and definitely be in play tonight. Under him, my first circle in the check mark, y'all, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, at 10-6 in a playoff game, down 0-2 at home. That's all I need to say, man. At 10-6, Greek freak going to go crazy tonight. He's going to go crazy tonight. So that's my first circle and my check mark. But those are the 2 studs on there. Under that, you got Wall at 9,300 and Oladipo and things like that. That's when you get back down into the 9, 8, 7,000 area. But we're going to go position by position, man. At the guard, we're going to start with all the guards. At the guards, the top guard on the slate today is going to be John Wall at 9,300. Been going crazy. 9,300. That's a good hefty price, but he is definitely worth it. They back in Washington, and like I said, this is the highest projected game. John Wall is going to have a big part of it. Washington, if they're going to get a game, this is the one to get. If they're gonna get a game, this is the one to get back in Washington, because Toronto was giving it to him up there in Toronto. You know, they was giving it to him, man. And I hate to say it, but I got Toronto coming out the East. I think Toronto gonna come out the East. Always rooting for my Cavs, but being objective with it, I think Toronto gonna come out the East. So you got John Wall, circle and a check mark, y'all, 9,300. Under there, you got Oladipo, who's gonna be at home, trying to do Cleveland in. Now, 8,800, that's a cheap price for him right now. With the playoffs and the way the pricing is and the way these studs is being priced, 8,800, that's a cheap price for Victor Oladipo. So he is definitely in play. You got DeMar DeRozan at 7,800, definitely in play going up against Washington. But like I say, I'm more leaning to the Washington side, just like the teams I'm more targeting right now is going to be Milwaukee and Washington. Teams that's down, going home to in front of their crowd and things like that. And I think those are the teams I'm targeting today. You got Kyle Lowry at 7,500 in play. You know what I mean? All these guys up here is in play. It's just going to figure how your roster construction is. Now, as far as my circle and my check mark for these guards, my real circle and my check mark is going to be Bradley Beal. 6,700 for Bradley Beal at home in a playoff situation where they're down and they have to win. Now, I know he's been terrible. Let's take a look at him. I know he's been terrible. But that's my circle and the check mark, y'all. Now, the last 2 games, 16. These are in Toronto. 16 fantasy points and 34 fantasy points. Now, that's in 41 and 25 minutes. So that ain't what you want. But at 6,700, Bradley Beal at home, I'm planning. Circle and a check mark, y'all. Under him, like you said, you got your Chris Middletons at 7,300, Terry Rozier 7,100. All these guys is in play, just like I say, going with your roster construction. But right now, my favorite guard on the slate right now is going to be John Wall and Bradley Beal. And I love that Bradley Beal at that 6,700, man. I love that Bradley Beal. That's one of them plays that allows you to pay up and things like that. You got Jaylen Brown been playing good. My next circle on my check mark, I'm going with these guys that had bad games. And him and Terry Rozier been going at it. They got their little Twitter beef going on. But I'm going Eric Bledsoe, y'all, 6,300. Did you hear me? Bradley Beal is 6,700, and Eric Bledsoe is 6,300 in playoff games where their lives is on the line. Playing it. I'm playing it. Circle on the check mark, Eric Bledsoe. Darren Collison in a good spot. Been going crazy on Cleveland. His price ain't went up. 5,400. Definitely in play. You got Bogdanovich. Now with that roster change, I know my Cavs. The only place you really can totally attack them consistently now. You can still attack them, but attack them consistently is that small forward. You play anybody that LeBron James is supposed to guard. Please believe it. LeBron ain't playing no defense right now and until the stuff gets real serious. But Bogdanovich, 5,200 in play. Under there, you got Brogdon, 4,800 in play. Now, Delion Wright under there. If Van Fleet is out, you got Delion Wright at 4,500, and he's in play. Now, I'm only going to mess with him if Van Fleet is out. But if Van Fleet is out, he is definitely in play. Lance Stevenson at 4,400. Now, I played him in Cleveland, and it didn't pan out. It didn't pan out because one thing I know, he guards LeBron. He loves going up against LeBron. He gets on LeBron's nerves. But the fantasy point wise, it didn't pan out. It didn't pan out. But back in Indiana with that home crowd hollering, as much as they hate LeBron and they know Lance Stevenson gets on his nerves, man. Lance Stevenson, circle and a check mark, y'all, in play. Under there, you got your Kelly Oubre's and George Hill, J.R. Smith. Not messing with none of that Cavs backcourt or none of that stuff, man. I'm not messing with none of that Cavs stuff except LeBron James. You got your Kyle Korver who could be in play. He probably the most solid one out of them as far as fantasy point wise. And then you got Rodney Hood, C.J. Miles. Circle and a check mark, y'all. Ty Lawson down there coming off that bench. He the first guard off the bench now for Washington. He's killed Satoransky. Satoransky ain't no play no more. Ty Lawson, 3,500. Circle and a check mark, y'all. That's one of them plays that let you go pay up for LeBron. And you can go get a LeBron and an Antetokounmpo and pair that thing together. So you could definitely go there. Ty Lawson, one of the best values on the slate, y'all. One of the best values on the slate, and that's real. Then when you get under that, you got people down there that you don't really want to be messing with anyway. Now we're gonna move right on to the forwards position, small forward, power forward position. At the top, you got LeBron James. We already talked about that. He is LeBron James. It's a playoff game. Ain't no way I'm going to tell nobody not to play LeBron. His price ain't as juicy as it was last time, but definitely in play. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Greek Freak. Circle and a check mark, y'all. He is all the way in play. You know what I mean? All the way in play. And he's coming in that late game. He's a beautiful hammer to have. Beautiful hammer to have in that last game. Then you got DeMar DeRozan, 7,800. Him and Lowry in play. They both went off last game. They both went off. I think if there's going to be a letdown game, it's going to be this one. It's going to be that first one in Washington. You know what I mean? So I'm not really highly on them, but they definitely in play. Kevin Love hurt his hand. He got a questionable tag. They say he's going to play. One thing I've learned about Kevin Love, do not mess with him if he is hurt at all. He will leave the game in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? So I'm not on Kevin Love. Chris Middleton, 7,300. That's a cheap price for him, man. In play. Al Horford, 7,200. Now, they jacked his price up a little bit. That's what's taking me off of getting him a little bit. But Milwaukee's one of the worst rebounding teams ever. And so Al Horford is in play. I just don't like that price, but he's definitely in play. You got Jaylen Brown at 6,500. Jason Tatum at 6,400. Serge Ibaka at 6K. Serge been playing good. Serge been playing good here lately. He definitely have. My circle and my check mark for this the forward position, small forward and power forward. Otto Porter Jr., 5,300. What? 5,300, Otto Porter Jr., playoff game, at home. That's cheap for Otto Porter, man. I don't think I've ever seen him that cheap. I don't think I've ever seen him that set. So circle and a check mark, y'all. Otto Porter. You got Bogdanovich under there. We talked about him. He's in play because he's going up against LeBron. You got Thaddeus Young, Larry Nance, Greg Monroe. I don't trust none of them dudes, man. Either one of them could go off, but I don't trust none of them dudes. Under there, somebody that's definitely in play. Now they got John Henson is doubtful, so he probably ain't going to play tonight. Jabari Parker, 4,400. That puts him in play. Now, he ain't been playing well at all, but it definitely puts him in play. I want to give him the circle and the check mark, but he I just can't trust that dude, man. But he gonna get some more minutes if John Henson is out. Under there, you got Hood, Corver, Jeff Green. Circle and a check mark, y'all. Mike Scott, 3,800 for Washington. Be coming off that bench. He been the first one coming off the bench. He's a monster. Circle and a check mark, y'all. Mike Scott. Under there, you got C.J. Miles, Tristan Thompson, Anubu, Sockham, and people like that. Sockham and Poetti was in play for a long time there, but I'm not really messing with that. And then under there, we ain't gonna go too much there. We're gonna go to the center position and get the rest of that from there. So at the center position, y'all, at the top, you got both eligible on both for power forward and center. You got Kevin Love, Al Horford. We already talked about them. Serge Ibaka. You got Jonas Valanciunas at 5,900. He goes off, man. He goes off. He just don't get enough minutes. I don't know why the coach won't give him enough minutes. I don't know if it's something health-wise or what, but Valanciunas puts up big fantasy points in small spurts. You know what I'm saying? So if he was getting minutes, I would play him every day. Miles Turner, 5,600, cheap price. He is in play. Now, John Henson is doubtful. Probably ain't going to play. So where I'm going for my centers, y'all, you got Aaron Baines at 3,500 going up against Milwaukee, probably without John Henson. So you can go to both sides of it. That puts Aaron Baines in play. Circle and a check mark, y'all. 3,500 going up against the Milwaukee Bigs without even Henson in there. And then another there, this is where I'm going. This is where where you make your power move at. Tyler Zeller, 2,800. Thon Maker, 2,700. If John Henson don't play, you could pair both of them boys up and then go up and pay them and get them studs you want. You know what I mean? And that's real. And that's real. That's where the money is. As far as paying down at that center position, because there ain't no center studs on the slate right there. And you can pay down 2,700, 2,800. You know what I mean? All they got to get you is 12, 15. You know what I mean? And God forbid they get you 30 or 40. You know what I mean? They're taking you to the promised land, then you're going to get that money. But I just wanted to hop on here, man, and chop this slate up with y'all and wish everybody in the DFS community good luck, especially my cash line dude. Shout out to my dude A Ward starting his little thing out, man. Much luck to you, man, and good stuff like that. And like I said, I just wanted to hop on here and chop this slate up with y'all, man. And good luck tonight. Cash line, baby. I'm out.